The University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee was named one of the top 30 schools on the Campus Pride Index. This is the fourth year UWM has appeared in their Best of the Best list, and they were rated a 5-star campus, the highest rating they award. The Campus Pride Index is a vital tool when LGBT+ students are choosing where to go to college, and is the national standard of the LGBT inclusive benchmarks when it comes to policies, programs, and practices at colleges and universities. The college experience is often young folks' first experience on their own, and they want to ensure their experience will be a positive one.
Today we have a very special guest with us today. We have Jen Murray. And Jen, you are the director of the LGBT Resource Center, Student Life and Development at UWM.
Yes, thank you.
How are you doing today?
Well, thanks for having me. It's wonderful. I'm doing great. I feel like, who cannot be doing great on a sunny Wisconsin day in October?
Yes. And I have to say, congratulations with everything that's happening here.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we've had a busy September. I mean, a launch to the semester and a celebration around being the top 30 best of the best LGBT-friendly campuses. So.
That makes us really proud to be LGBT in Milwaukee.
Yeah, it sure does. It sure does.
Yeah, and we're not like California or, San Francisco, but we get our wins, don't we?
That's true. I feel like we are actually, the solid Midwest and not just the flyover place.
So I have to ask, starting this off, tell us about the work the university does and, how it affects the community and neighboring community.
So I think the university is really key in building partnerships across the city of Milwaukee and in the region and even nationally. What I would say is that we, as an LGBT Resource Center, have been instrumental in working with both the Milwaukee LGBT Community Center, Diverse and Resilient, Forge, several, Queen City Foundation, just to name a few. Certainly we have an extensive list of partners and folks who we are connected to. And I would say that we have really sought to create an environment and a campus that celebrates and affirms LGBTQ+ people, and in turn brings them out into the world to be able to be contributing to the vibrancy of our larger Milwaukee LGBTQ+ communities.
That is phenomenal, because I know a lot of us growing up, we did not have that.
I would say that, this is something that has been growing over time. We are in our 15th year. We just concluded our 15th anniversary year, and so I think that UW Milwaukee is a tribute to students for seeing what the university needed and how we could possibly give into the larger LGBTQ+ communities in Milwaukee.
So I have a personal question.
Sure.
What inspired you to be a part of this?
Oh, that's an excellent question. I would say that the opportunity to be plugged into systemic change and seeing ways in which institutions can uplift and celebrate LGBTQ+ populations. In particular, hearing students' voices and seeing students be able to pave a path for how our society needs to follow into the future to create both welcoming as well as inclusive and equity, justice-oriented spaces is what it inspires me daily.
I love that. I completely understand, because, you don't have to be a woman to be a part of the Me Too movement. You don't have to be queer to be a part of the queer rights and movements. It makes so much sense.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, and I will say that, it is largely due to having LGBTQ+ students, and then I think their allies see the need for this type of a place on a university campus that helped us to build and receive the LGBTQ+ friendly ranking.
Now I have to also ask too, why do you believe that the Campus Pride Index recognized UWM for this honor? What makes you guys so special? You have to tell us the secret.
That's an excellent question. UW Milwaukee was the first campus in Wisconsin to offer gender inclusive housing. And so we have a lot of LGBTQ+ policy inclusion, as well as support and institutional commitment. Specifically, as I indicated earlier, students are the ones who have who created us, founded us, and continue to support the work that we do here. We have a vibrant LGBTQ plus academic life, so an LGBT studies certificate program that has been around and is the only standalone program within the state of Wisconsin, which is really exciting for that discipline. And then we have student life and engagement, so we have an exciting queer, trans, person of color student organization, and a group that's working to revitalize that's a chapter out in the sciences, technology, engineering, and mathematics, as well as counseling and health services and efforts that are seeking to recruit and retain LGBTQ plus students, which I can talk about a little bit later.
With all this going on here and this movement, how do you feel that prepares students for the real world going forward?
So I will say that we have a really great partnership with the Wisconsin LGBT Chamber of Commerce, and there are several different employee resource groups who have worked with the LGBT Resource Center here at UW Milwaukee, whether it's at Baird, Rockwell Automation, Johnson Controls. There are different places who have sought our student expertise and also connected them to internships and possibilities to see them into their future. And I believe that this is what global entities are looking for, are students who are well-rounded and versed in being able to create change and also be innovative and bold in their being true to who they are.
Yeah, and that kind of change with equality going forward, I really feel that's the direction we're heading in, as just not just the nation, but the world.
Yes, I would agree wholeheartedly. I think that that's accurate. And I would say that, like, oftentimes it is the generation that is currently in the youth stage, or the young people who are the inspiration for a lot of the different movements and a lot of the change that's happening across our globe.
I agree. I think from my experience as well, I start looking up to younger people because they see things differently in a way that those of us who are older don't always. We miss it sometimes.
Absolutely. And I think that they also have a real sense for changing with the times, and so they're really readily connected as communities to being supportive and welcoming and inclusive, and they have been, I think, since they started school, specifically in our K-12 education programs. So I think that they're in a place where they want to see everybody who they have been connected to in their youth be part of our world and be fully accepted.
UWM is in a great place right now. What advice would you give to other schools and universities who are looking to follow in the footsteps that you guys have left?
Oh, that's an excellent question. So I would say that we are really geared towards, again, building those partnerships, finding ways to connect to community, and I would encourage those institutions to work with national entities such as the Consortium of Higher Education for LGBT Resource Professionals, and even UW System has a really great group of professionals that are located within their campuses across the state, and so I think that there's a plethora of possibilities for ways for people to this is a great question. I think to be connected to making change on their own campuses for LGBTQ plus communities.
Yes. So I have to ask, this is the fun part, I love to ask this, but where do you see the center growing and evolving in the university in the next 5 years?
So I would say that the center is really growing to continue to produce vibrant and engaged programming that is really driven and led by students, so that it meets the student needs. And then I would say that we also are in a place where we will work to have double-sided IDs and more trans-inclusive health possibilities within our health center. So there are many kind of agenda items, if you will, on our docket of what we'll look for in terms of growth and transformation, and continue to further the work that we've already started.
Yeah, I have to agree. The students have such a strong voice and spirit. It's so evident in all of my friends that go to UWM. They're just so, there's that spark they have compared to the other schools. Not to discredit any other schools, I'm just saying there's something special here.
I feel like we see it, and we do. We have an amazing student population, and it is really those students who have brought us to be, not just on the map, but like the treasure haven that we are here.
So UWM, you have to tell us about the current initiatives going forward.
Yeah, so UWM now offers students a chance to be known by their name in use. They have an opportunity to be able to have a legal name that they might have on certain records that would be outside of the institution, and internally we have a process where they can use a name that they are currently wanting to use to be affirmed in their own identity. We also have UWM students there's a process for them to be able to easily correct their gender identity in the student records, which I think are both two key things that have happened within the last couple of years that we are incredibly proud of and pleased, because UWM students are able to be fully seen in the classroom.
Wow, that's extremely progressive.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
So, UWM is always doing many events, and I have to say, before we get into that, for high schoolers looking forward to going to UWM, how do you outreach to them and going forward with connecting?
We have an incredible team of folks who are connected to outreach coordination, and they work with gender and sexuality alliances in the city of Milwaukee and actually around the state. And one of the culminations of the events that we have been hosting for the last 5 years at UWM's campus is a Pride Discovery Camp. And this is an exciting opportunity for young people ages 13 to 17, and they come to our campus during the summer and have an overnight experience where they are in a camp-like setting and have the UWM students who are their camp counselors and get an opportunity to look at their identities, connect fully with who they are, and be able to see themselves into their future, looking at leadership possibilities, ways in which they might connect to career, and also just dream about who they want to be in the world beyond high school. And so it's really exciting because a significant percentage of those students are actually coming to UW Milwaukee, and we'll have our first graduate within the next semester or two here at UW Milwaukee who attended Pride Discovery Camp when it first started.
Wow.
So it's very exciting, yeah.
I wish I had that back in my day and age.
Don't we all? I feel like all of the initiatives we've got going on here are things that we wished and dreamed that were available to us when we were younger.
But that's why it's important. We have to make it better each day.
That's right. For every generation, it has to be improved upon.
So I have to talk about this. UWM is always doing an event. Every time I turn around, I get like inbox messages about, particularly the drag show. You have to tell me about these events.
Yes. So as part of October, we have our October 8th, we'll be kicking off National Coming Out Week. So we have what we call the Coming Out Monologues annually. That's one of our signature annual programs, and it's an open mic night that is a celebration, again, of National Coming Out Day, and really an opportunity for students and community members to come together, share their stories, tell about who they are, what has impacted them in terms of their identities, and allow for people to celebrate each other as we launch into a week of full events happening throughout the Milwaukee community. This year we have a really exciting opportunity where we are working with our UW Milwaukee Alumni Association, and they announced their 2018 honorees, and it's an accomplished group of 24 individuals, and there's one organization that will be recognized. I'm excited to say that Bayard is the organization that's being recognized, and we work very closely with their Spectrum Associate Resource Group. So we've had a lot of partnerships with a number of the folks who will be honored on Friday, October 12th, and this Alumni Award celebration this year is extra special because one of the graduates of the last decade from the Peck School of the Arts is Trixie Mattel. And so Trixie Mattel has a phenomenal presence around the nation through RuPaul's Drag Race, and also just having a drag persona that many people follow within the Southeast region of Wisconsin, and again across our world.
Yeah, she's from here too. Yes, that makes it even better.
Yes. So we're excited to be celebrating Trixie and having Trixie's undergraduate career be marked and recognized. We talked a little bit about kind of welcoming students to campus in the month of September. I think throughout the fall semester we have a number of activities that we engage our current students in, and then we have a really great spring semester slate of programming that involves both the community and our soon-to-be alums. And so one of the programs within the spring semester is our Lavender Graduation, and that is a celebration of the accomplishments and achievements of LGBTQ plus graduates graduates here at UW Milwaukee, and it's an incredibly special ceremony. They all get to walk the gold carpet and again feel that sense of pride on multiple levels for UW Milwaukee.
UWM takes care of its LGBT students year-round, don't you guys?
Sure do. I will say the shameless plug, since you brought it up, as an infamous program that is one of our distinguished and I would say well-known signature and marquee programs within the community. We do host an annual drag show, and that drag show this year will be on February 23rd, 2019. And so hopefully we'll get a chance to talk at some point next semester to be able to share more about all the different exciting and fabulous programming that we have going on coming out of UW Milwaukee's LGBT Resource Center. As I was sharing, I'm thrilled that we have UW Milwaukee's ongoing upcoming events and initiatives for this semester, and I'm honored that Sawyer stopped in today, and Sawyer, asked that you in your role as artistic manager share a little bit about trans-lucent, which is the Transgender Empowerment Month art exhibition that we're hosting at the UWM Union Art Gallery.
So basically, the exhibition came to me from Jen. It's kind of a bounce off from our partnership with what school is that?
Helen Bader School of Social.
Yes. I got the pleasure to organize a exhibition that features trans artists and non-binary artists, and basically just having a collection of beautiful artwork from all of them. It's just a space where we can all just come together and enjoy each other's art.
A lot of us growing up, as we were talking, did not have that, or it wasn't talked about at all, let alone express it on a platform like you guys are doing. It's amazing.
And we're so excited that this program is happening, and we hope that folks who are non-binary and trans-identified see themselves being able to submit before the end of tonight. So 11:59 p.m. Friday, October 5th, we want you to have your submissions contributed to this amazing program that Sawyer has crafted, and in partnership with our Union Art Gallery and Helen Bader School of Social Welfare, we are excited and looking forward to showcasing that as part of our Transgender Empowerment Month.
So I have one more personal question.
Sure.
What makes it all worthwhile for you at the end of the day? After all the hard work, what makes it worthwhile?
I would say that definitely being connected to the engaged, thoughtful work of the students who are part of UW Milwaukee's community, and whether it's going out and being out in the Milwaukee community and seeing alum and having them reaffirm that UWM was such a special place for them because of the work of the LGBT Resource Center, and also because of our commitment to LGBTQ plus communities, would definitely be a reason that I get up every day to be present and connected to this work.
It's so evident how much UWM helps the students. From just an outside observer, I can really see it. And I think, like I said before, every student, they have like this pride for UWM. It's great. In more ways than one pride.
Yes,
Saw the metaphor?
Yes, exactly. We use pride on multiple levels here at UW Milwaukee, whether it's Panther Pride, LGBTQ plus pride. We have a pride message, and I think that it is like through and through. What I say, we bleed black and gold, and we make sure that everybody knows that UWM is a fixture for southeastern Wisconsin.
I have to say, with the way you guys have been growing, you guys have to come back. We have to talk about this again, because who knows where you guys are going to be next in the future.
I would love to. I'm so honored. Thank you for bringing me.
All right. You heard it here, folks. And if you have a story to tell, send us a message. All right. We are Gay Milwaukee. We're signing out.